How's it going, guys? And welcome to Katawa Shoujo on a Tuesday. Shit! What time is it? I glance at the clock, reveals that I've been asleep for nearly an hour. But funny enough, I found out I can like press here on my controller to like continue on instead of using my keyboard. That's not much of a difference, but I can lean back. At least, thank goodness. Amy's practice should be finishing up soon. I throw on some casual clothes and head for the track. Somehow I get the feeling we won't be doing anything fancy for dinner. Amy doesn't strike me as a very fancy sort of person. Still, I suppose there's a lot I have yet to know about Amy. Despite our newfound closeness, I still feel like I don't know her well as I should. Oh well, I have lots of time to fix that. To be honest, I'm looking forward to getting to know her more. I'm so caught up in my own thought that I hardly register that I'm already at the track. Emmy is nowhere to be found. I don't see any signs of the track team. This could be embarrassing. I turn to head towards the girl dormitory when I hear a shout, "Hey, Hisao!" Now she's wearing something else. Casual clothing. I turn around to see Emmy making a beeline for me with a gym bag slung over her shoulder. She's changed into some decidedly more casual clothing, a pair of shorts, and an olive green top. Her running blades have been replaced by more realistic looking legs that probably wouldn't fool anyone. Amy doesn't seem to care about that, a fact which makes me smile. "Hey, you came!" I mean, I figured you would, but still. I suddenly find myself wrapped in a rather affectionate hug, and it proves to be impossible for me to keep that what must be the world's largest grin off my face. Well, of course I came. I'd be crazy not to, right? Amy ponders for a moment. You know, that's true. I mean, I'm pretty amazing after all. I shrug in response. Also, you notice down here I have a empty spot for nothing. If you got a fan art that's related to this game, I can put it down there, fill it out. Just something. I still have to post that thing in DeviantArt. I still haven't done it. I shrug in response. I certainly think so. It's an offhand remark, which is why I'm surprised to see that I seem to have caught Amy by surprise. She blushes and smiles warmly at me before planting a kiss on my lips. Now it's my turn to be surprised. Amy steps back, resting her weight on her back heel, looking pleased with herself. My brain fumbles for an appropriate response. I should compliment you more often. Amy laughs and gives me a playful shove. Jerk! I throw an arm around Amy's shoulder and I'm pleased when she immediately leans into me as if it were the most natural thing in the world. So, where to? I'm not actually sure. Where do people go on dates around here anyway? That's a damn good question. I got no idea. Why don't we just head down the Auro Mart and grab something portable? Emmy's face brightens at this idea. A picnic! I think you're on to something, Hisao. Emmy shakes her arm around my waist and we begin to head for the front gate. I'm entirely unsure of what I meant to do in this situation, but at least Emmy seems to be equally clueless. Well, first date becomes a picnic. Despite the relaxing feeling of being with Emmy, I still can't help the feeling a little tense. What if I do something wrong? I'd hate to make an ass out of myself. Aromat? Why does it look so much of a 7-Eleven? It could be an... I don't know. So the trip to the Aromat is accompanied by Amy's chatter about how practice went. I keep quiet for the most part, merely enjoying the warmth of being around Amy. We got a good few looks from passers-by, but I don't mind. We wind up buying bread and instant noodles, realizing too late that we cannot actually cook the latter in the park. Oh well, I'll make it for lunch or something. That'll work. The park is located after a brief loss of direction that I blame entirely on Amy. She, of course, blames me. We find a spot beneath a tree and sit down. I lean back against the trunk. Amy sits across from me. I guess we should have brought a blanket or something to sit on, huh? Amy shrugs. I don't mind. Neither do I. Amy tosses me a package of bread and we dig in. Curry bread. Interesting. I guess I wasn't really paying attention to what I grabbed at the store. Hey Hisao, you look like your bread's a little spicy. I shake my head, trying in vain to keep an image of manliness. Nah, it's hardly spicy at all. I see. That must be why your face has gotten so red. Yes, exactly. The lack of spice has gotten my blood up. Because of the disappointment. Amy laughs and swallows the last of her bread. Well, if you can't handle it, I'll be glad to take it off your hands. Hey, just because you wolfed down yours so quickly doesn't mean I'm just going to give you mine. Amy mock-pots, causing me to nearly choke on my bread with laughter. Ah, come on, Hisao. Aren't you supposed to be concerned with making sure I've got enough to eat now? We're dating, you know. Though, Amy looks troubled all of a sudden. I can't say I feel any different. What do you mean by that? What makes this a date? It's just what we have done or anyway, really. It's just what we would have done anyway, really. But this should feel different because before when we had lunch we were friends and now we're on the level above friends. You sound like Rin. Laughter escapes an immigrant's. Well, she might have put that thought into mine. We talked about this sort of thing before. Really? About me? Not really, just stuff, really. Amy thinks that the change of the label from friend to girlfriend seems arbitrary most of the time. Like, there's no difference between the two. I can think at least one, you know. You don't tend to kiss your friends quite as much. For a second time that day, Amy blushes slightly and giggles. I suppose you're right. Exactly. I'm always right about things like this. Amy rolls her eyes and chuckles. Guess you're pretty smart, huh? I nod in agreement. Yep. Even Moto thinks so. I think I should go into some scientific study after graduation. Amy raises an eyebrow. Oh, really? Yeah, I'm thinking I might do just that. Really, the more I consider the idea, the more it appeals to me. I make a mental note to look into that a little more closely. So, what do you think I'm doing after graduation? Still planning on running? Amy shrugs, seeming almost a bit hesitant. I don't know. If I'm good enough, I can find a team, I guess. You mean, you aren't sure? I haven't really thought about it, to be honest. Really? You probably should, you know. Graduation isn't that far off. Amy fidgets a little nervously. Yeah, well, it's far enough, right? Besides, I got other things to think about. There's a mischievous flash behind Amy's eyes, and I suddenly find myself gloriously pinned against the tree. Like, making sure this is a real date, right? If we don't kiss, then it's not a date at all, right? I suppose... Strawberries and curry, not the best combination? But I don't think I mind. Amy sits back on my legs and grins again. There, science would approve, right? I have the oddest mental image of Muto nodding seriously and make a mark on some checklist. Yes, Hisao, yes. I can't help laughing at the idea. Well, I'll admit, this is the first time I ever witnessed a kiss met with laughter before. Should I feel offended? Oh, no. I'm sure science approves. Amy beams at me and I find it increasingly difficult to keep my brain functioning properly. Oh, good. It is at this point I notice that Amy has stolen the remainder of my curry break while I was otherwise occupied with images of teachers wielding clipboards. Hey! Amy tries to look innocent, but considering she's just crammed the last bits of my bread into her mouth, it does not appear to be working. Fire! Thief! A shrug of my companion is all I get in response. You used your feminine wiles on me! I wasn't that hungry anyway, but I still feel that the point needs to be made. Amy seems confused by the phrase feminine wiles, but understanding dawns her features after a moment thought. Wasn't anything of the sort. You were laughing. Feminine wiles don't involve laughing. I guess I can't argue with this. That doesn't change your thievery. Amy laughs at my injured tone and gives me a playful shove. Fine, have the instant noodles. Are you kidding? That stuff's terrible. If anything, you should definitely eat it as a punishment. Another laugh from the girls sitting on my legs, both of which I have fallen asleep by now. Bonk! I twitch one leg to try waking it up, which has unintended effect of unbalancing Amy, who falls to the side of the startled Eep! Whoops, sorry about that. Legs fell asleep on me. Amy remains on the ground, giggling. I stand up a little shakily, feeling the nerves on my legs return to normal. My eyes wander over the scenery before fixing the figure of Amy, who has yet to get up. Her hair is splayed out around her head, her arms are spread, and laughter is bubbling up through her mouth. Everything about Amy seems condensed into their one image. Her energy, her spirit, her childish giggling. The urge to lay down on the grass with her rises swiftly from the back of my mind to the forefront of my thoughts. And indeed, I am convinced that I would love nothing more than to do just that. Show image. Yeah! Thumbnail right there. Return. Unfortunately, the sun has set, and it has probably time for us to get back to the dormitories. While Amy may be happy to stay out here all night, I don't think I have that ability. Besides, homework soon beckons. It wouldn't make sense to start thinking about things like university and then slack off, would it? I extend a hand to Amy to help her get up. We should probably get going. Amy makes a sour face. You're right! She grabs my puffered hand and I pull her up to her feet and into a hug. This time, I'm the one who kisses her, unable to resist having Amy against me. Seems a shame to leave, you know? Yeah, it does. But if you don't get back to school soon, we'll probably get into trouble. Amy pokes me in the ribs playfully. And you need to do your homework, I'm sure. Sadly, you're absolutely right. I throw my arm around her shoulders and we make the trek back to the school, accompanied by occasional bouts of laughter as our conversation jumps from subject to subject. Everything from running to school to the peculiar way to one to the cafeteria workers' smells. All too soon we find ourselves outside the girls' dormitory building. Well, I guess I'll be going then. I guess, huh? Amy grins at me again with that mischievous look. Are you going to be able to survive without me? I laugh. I'm sure I'll manage. How terrible! Aren't you supposed to say something like, I'll be counting on the seconds you are away? Nah, I don't think so. That's not really my style, yo. Amy pulls me down for a quick goodbye kiss and steps back, looking unexpectedly shy. Thanks for dinner. I really had fun. Honestly, I did. So did I. I think we shall have to do it again sometime. Amy laughs in my deep deadpan delivery and nods. See you bright and early tomorrow morning, alright? You gotta run off that bread after all. Of course, despite the fact that you ate most of it. Yes, despite that. See you later, Hisao. Shoo! As Amy turns to head inside, I notice something weird. Something so weird that I'm surprised I didn't notice it earlier. She's limping slightly, favoring the left leg. Hey, Amy! Is your leg okay? Amy looks confused, or at least fakes confusion. What are you talking about? Your right leg. You're limping. There's a briefest flash of concern on Amy's face. Either she didn't want me to know, or she didn't think I'd noticed. Or I prefer to think she just didn't realize it. Oh, that? She shrugs casually. Must have gotten knocked a little out of alignment during the picnic. No idea what have caused that, of course. I think back to being pinned under the tree. Ah, you should have told me. We could have stopped and fixed it, you know. Amy waves her hand airily. Nah, it's not a big of a deal. Don't worry about it, okay, Hisao? It's fine. Why do I get the feeling that she's convincing herself as well as me? I don't know if I should press the issue. Okay, press Amy, that seems a bit low, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be a big of a problem though. Maybe I should just let her rest for now. Well, she's probably fine. I imagine she'd say something if it's really a problem. Heck, she'd probably get annoyed if I kept bringing it up. Now really, I need to get going. Your attempts to keep me around are doomed to fail. Of course. Just prolonging the goodbye, I suppose. Another grin lights up in Amy's face. Good night, Hisao. Good night. As she limps inside, I find myself hoping she's okay despite her assurances that she's fine. I think I can call this a successful first date. Hell, any day that ends with Amy pinning me under a tree to kiss me can't be bad, can it? I head back to my room, mentally thank the god that Keiji doesn't ambush me in the hallway and get started on my homework. Eye catch. Yeah, there it is. We've been recording for 13 minutes already? The morning is far too early for my taste. It doesn't help that I had trouble sleeping last night. There were simply too many things to think about. My mind refused to slow down. Instead, I replayed the rooftop, the park, and everything else over and over in my head. There's a small part of my mind that's still paranoid that this has all been some kind of a joke. That I'll meet up with Amy at the track, and then she'll act like nothing happened yesterday. Pushing the thought in the back of my mind, I throw my running clothes and open the door. Amy's waiting for me with her usual smile. You're late! Or at least, you're not early today. Are you tired or something? I find myself ruefully rubbing the back of my head. Something like that, yeah. Lots to think about and all that. Amy giggles at my mild understatement. Yeah, I didn't sleep that well either. I was actually glad you weren't early, cause I wasn't early either. I wonder if that same thing kept us awake. The image of her weeping face passes through my mind. What kept you up? Amy's expression falters, but she quickly noticed my curiosity and forces a smile. Nothing important. She obviously not telling me something. The question is, should I press the issue? Something's clearly been bothering her for a while. I want to help her, but will it just come off as me being nosy? She's got to know I care about her though. Are you sure? If something's bothering you, I'm here to help you sort it out. Amy laughs and then but it's not her usual laugh. There's an edge to it that seems almost bitter. Sort it out? I'm not sure it can be sorted out, Hisao. An almost grim smile crosses his lips. It's like a smile of resignation. I don't think you could help me anyway. That hurts. I don't want to say that it hurts to her, but it does. Doesn't she realize I want to be there for her when things go wrong? Well, I won't push you on that matter, but I'm here for you if you decide later that you'd like to talk about it. It might help. I can see that debate raging behind Amy's eyes. It seems like she wants to tell me, but she's not sure whether or not she can. Hey, forget it. Yo, forget about it for now, okay? We got running to do. The mention of running, something that she can handle, brings Amy back to her usual self. Right! Hurry up and stretch out, Hisao. We got to get moving. She takes off like a shot, far quicker than I'm used to. Still, I try to keep pace with her, recklessly testing my limits. It gives me a feeling of freedom, like my heart is no longer important. I find myself wanting to laugh, filled with the feeling of moving beyond what I once called my boundaries. The nurse's warning to not overdo things echo in my mind, and I disregard them. This feeling I have, this willingness to risk a heart attack for something so trivial as a morning run, feels out of character for me. But is it? Or rather, should it be? I got a weak heart, sure. I never be capable of kind of a speed and endurance Amy's capable of. Though I probably shouldn't be able to get that good even that hearty heart. As we round the final bend, I feel my legs screaming in protest. But for the first time, I ignored him. I accelerate to finish at the sprint, nearly catching up to Amy. That was never going to happen, of course. Still, I feel surprisingly good. Oh sure, my legs feel like they're about to catch fire, and I'm having trouble staying upright. But there's been a shift in some sort today, and there's all that thanks to the girl grinning at the finish line, waiting for me. That felt a little faster than usual. My calmness met with a grin and a shrug. Can't have you think I was going to go soft on you, can I? But you managed to handle it just fine. Well, I couldn't have done it without you. I still feeling high from the run, I moved to a surge of gratitude. I seized Amy in a hug. Thanks, really. I'm not just saying that. I'm in your debt. Amy seems flustered by my words, squirming uncomfortably. Don't be silly, Hisao. Someone had to haul you out here, didn't they? And it's not like you're not doing anything for me, right? I needed a running partner, remember? I shake my head, still pointedly not letting go of Amy, who stops squirming and merely looks up at me with a quickly deepening blush and almost seems out of character. No, that's not true. You wanted a running partner, but you didn't need one. If I hadn't shown up the day after the festival, you would still run, right? But it doesn't work the other way around. I only managed to make it out here a few times before the festival, and without you, I probably wouldn't have made it all the way out. Made it out at all after that. Amy smiles and sends me prods my chest with one finger. You're pretty lazy, so. Hey, I was giving you a compliment. Well, you're welcome, I guess. I'll pay you back somehow. Oh, well, that's not necessary, you know. I mean, I kinda like you, Hisao. And being able to run with you in the morning isn't exactly a bad deal for me either, so for someone who gets so much praise, she seems unused to gratitude. I can't think of anything else to say, so we fall silent. I become aware of Amy's breathing and her dampness of her clothing and the scent of her. Coming off of anyone else, it would stink. Coming off Amy, it fits her in a way nothing else could. Her skin is cool, slick with sweat, and a breeze causes goosebumps to rise. Almost without thinking about it, I lean down and meet Amy's mouth, which has already moved to meet my own. Her lips are soft, and she hums heavily as we kiss, sending vibrations from her mouth to mine. There's a startling rightness to everything about this moment. We fit one another perfectly. The kiss ends, and I finally let my arms drop back to my sides. Amy smiles warmly. Amy is smiling warmly at me and giggles again. Come on, Hisao, we better go see the nurse. Then it happens. As she turns to begin walking, she gives out a tiny yelp and stumbles forward. Amy! I leap to steady her and notice I'm some concerned that she's favoring the same leg as last night. Your leg! Amy seems panicked and pushes away from me. It's fine! My expression must seem hurt, because she hastens to apologize. Sorry, didn't mean to push you like that. I was just... She stumbles for something to say. It's nothing really. Hey, don't worry about it. She's so flustered. I decide to shrug the whole thing off. But there's a cold feeling in the pit of my stomach now that won't go away. I try to step in and help her, and she pushes me away. Smiling, I shove those thoughts to the back of my mind and concentrate on Emmy. I just don't want you getting hurt, that's all. You don't have to worry about me, honest. I'm fine. Yes, you say that, but I don't believe you. I keep worrying about you regardless, and not saying anything yesterday just makes me feel guilty about today. I should have at least asked. Would she have reacted the same way last night? Guess I'll never know now. Well, I could reload. If that makes a better route, though. I'm still trying to sort out what happened on the track as we arrive in front of the nurse's office. Amy raises her hand to knock, hesitates and turns to me smiling guiltily. Hey, can you do me a favor? Of course. Can you tell the nurse that I'll see him later? I just remembered that I got some stuff to take care of before class, so I really need to get moving. I peer at her closely and she fidgets onto my stare. Yeah, she's clearly just avoiding the nurse. That leg of hers. Well, whatever, I said I'd help, so I will, but I'll make damn sure she sees the nurse before the day's out. Okay, I'll let him know. Amy looks like she's just given her a pony on Christmas. Thank you so much. You're the best, Hisao. I am rewarded for my complicity in her lie by a kiss that makes it all worth it, or so I tell myself. As Amy heads out of the building, trying not to let her limbs show, I knock on the door of the nurse's. Oh, Hisao, come on in. I don't see Amy with you. She's not sick again, is she? From the tone of his voice, I don't think the nurse is expecting me to say, yes, she's ill. She said she'd forgotten to do something, and so she had to skip out, but she's still here later today. The nurse heaves a sigh. I'm not too sure I should do that voice in narration. Oh well, that's it for this part. I'm gonna leave you guys with a high five and... yeah, high five. Made that sick number. Well, I didn't see anything else here. Well, Mika went out. Mika! Don't run too fast, yo! Ah! You bitch! No! He saw me get in here, man!